meaning what? Jewish synagogue was there. What does that mean? They got 10 families, 10 Jewish families, at least 10 Jewish families there. They are traveling west, in the westward direction. Remember, they're going from Philippi over here to Thessalonica. They don't have a long I sound, so it's Philippi, but we call it Philippi, and we're right and they're wrong, okay? But Philippi to Thessalonica to Berea, and then down into the southernmost parts there. He's now at Thessalonica, traveling west on the Via Egnatia. Via means what? Anybody remember? You're going VIA, train, plane, whatever. It's the way of. The VIA means the way or the Egnatian highway. There was several different highways that Rome had built, beautiful interstate highways, and they're still there. Many of them are still there today. Paving stones, now they're kind of rough, but they're still right there. And that was one of the benefits of being a Roman colony is the road system. The road system was fantastic. The Via Egnatia. They started going and they started planting churches everywhere they went. When they came to the capital city of Thessalonica, this is where they spent a lot of time. As usual, verse number 2, Paul went into them and reasoned with them for 3 Sabbath days. So we know that he was there for at least 3 weeks, but that's minimum. He spent more time than that there, but he spent, from the scriptures, 3 Sabbath days. Every Sabbath day, he went into that synagogue. There was a synagogue there, and he went into that. He had a built-in crowd. Now listen, I know that he said we're going to the Gentiles, but he still came back and was trying his best to go to the Jew first and then also to the Greek. He goes for 3 Sabbath days, 3 Saturdays, 3 weeks. He reasoned with them from the Scriptures. That's his usual pattern. That's what he does. There's a commercial that's out there. This guy's shouting everything he does. He's shouting, and the guy says, "Why are you shouting at me?" He said, "Because that's what I do." This is what Paul did. He went into the synagogues and reasoned with them on the Sabbath day, and they usually called on him because he was Jewish. He probably impressed them with his Bible knowledge, and they would usually ask him some questions in the Jewish synagogue. He did that for 3 consecutive weekends, but he was there for a little bit longer than that. 1 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 9, don't turn there, but just follow along. "You remember," he said, "our labor and travail, laboring night and day, because we would not be chargeable to any of you. We preached unto you the gospel of God." He worked. He worked during the day, and during the siesta time, like in Mexico, the siesta time is roughly from 10 to 2 in the heat of the day. In the heat of the day, Paul would go out and talk to people. Instead of taking the rest in the heat of the day, he worked in the morning, he worked in the afternoon, but in that middle part of the day is when he went out and began talking to people, and he preached unto you the gospel of God. Doing what? Chapter 17, verse 3. Explaining and alleging. Anybody got another word there for alleging? Giving evidence, which means to prove. He gave evidence, what he said. Now, where did he get his evidence from? He didn't have a Bible. He had an Old Testament, probably. He didn't have it with him, but he probably had learned it all of his life. Paul grew up in a home, educated at the feet of Gamaliel. He went to seminary in the Jewish seminary. So he's proving, he's giving evidence. The word means to set alongside of. To set alongside of. To prove that this is as good as that or this is better than that, you set it alongside. I'll give you my illustration that I usually give. When I was in the military, I thought I was pretty good at shining shoes. And I thought, okay, he's going to admire my shoes. My TI is going to admire my shoes. And so I was standing there at attention. You know, you can't look. You have to look straight ahead. And you know he's there. You know he's standing right in front of you. Little short fella from Townsend, Tennessee. And he was really teasing me about the fact that they beat us in football the year before. So whatever. But anyhow, he was looking at me, and I knew he was there. You could see him right there down at your peripheral vision. I knew what he was doing. He was giving me the once-over. And then finally, he said, "Mooty, look down. And I looked down, and he stuck his boot right in between my shoes. And my shoes looked like I'd been plowing corn with next to his. So when we go to the judgment seat of Christ, I was talking to